Hey everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera show. You know, I give you little tidbits about my career along the way, and I thought, well, maybe everybody doesn't understand how this whole thing got started. So 42 years ago, I was the caterer in Augusta that the golf tournament came to town, and all of a sudden I had nationwide customers. And so I've learned so much in my career because of my ability to work with these people from all over the country. So the catering part of our business really started very grassroots here in Augusta, Georgia. We now do everything from the catering to the transportation, to the housing, staffing, decor, you name it, we do it. And so we're really the caddy for you during the golf tournament. So today I'm going to introduce you to some of the things that we do that week with our chefs and with our commissary kitchen and all of the favorites of some of our customers. We're going to start with a rice casserole. This is a really great dish to have that bed on the plate that the entree goes on top of it, and it's so delicious. Then we'll move into a blackened sea bass. This is one of the all-time favorites of our clients that week. And then a Southwestern tortilla salad that is really delicious. So we've got quite a bit to do today. Let's get started with that rice casserole. All right, so this first recipe is called rice casserole. And just look at this recipe card. Oh my goodness, can you tell how many times I've made this? And the recipe was actually given to me by my high school boyfriend's mother back in the day, long time ago. And so this is something that we love to serve during the golf tournament because it makes such a pretty bed to put the protein on, and it goes with so many different proteins. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of butter. It's actually a half a stick in the pan, and I'm going to get that melted. And I've gone ahead and sprayed my casserole dish 8x8 with pan spray. And then the other thing I did in advance was chicken base. So when this recipe was given to me, there was no such thing as that. So you bought the little bouillon cubes, and you can still use those. But the chicken base is on the shelf with where the soups and the other bouillon type things, dry soup mix are. And you just get the water really hot, add it in, and just stir it around until it dissolves. And honestly, I love to make extra when I make it, and I could just put it in the refrigerator, and then if I need to thin a soup or make mashed potatoes, I've always got it already done. All right, so now I'm gonna add my regular rice. This is not instant rice, and whatever your favorite brand is. So I'm gonna add that. And what we're going to do here is just get this kind of toasted. You want it to get nice and golden brown, so I'll turn that heat up just a little bit. And this will take just a few minutes. All right, so we've got a nice golden brown. So now I'm going to take that pre-made broth and add that to the pan. And you know, when you pull those recipes out that you've had forever, and the person that gave it to you was someone special in your life, you feel like they're standing with you in the kitchen. All right, so now I'm going to just transfer this over to my casserole dish. And let me get all of that out of there. You don't want to miss any of that delicious rice. Okay, so one of the things that we do is that we've learned that everybody doesn't quite understand what casserole is. So we have now called this Vera's signature rice. And now people just want it because it's Vera's signature. And it actually is. So that makes sense. All right, so I've got my oven preheated at 350. And I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil. And then this is going to bake for 30 minutes. And then we're going to add some special ingredients. All right, so right out of the oven, let's get that uncovered. And it's just, look at it, it's just perfect. So now we're gonna add in our spring onions, our celery, and we used our veggie wash on this celery, and it is amazing how much dirt comes off of that celery that's prepackaged in the store. So you just rub it really well and rinse it off and dry it off, and you've got some clean celery going into your pan. All right, so I'm just gonna mix this up. And you know, you could put a twist on this by toasting the almonds too. If you like that nutty flavor a little bit more prominent, then you could toast the almonds. So I'm gonna cover this right back up, put it back in the oven for 30 minutes. And when we come back from the break, we're gonna get started on blackened sea bass. Oh my goodness, a real treat. So come back with me in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and if you're just joining me, I'm giving you a bird's eye view of how this whole thing got started. So 42 years ago, right where we are right this minute, getting ready for the golf tournament here in Augusta, my home catering business got off the ground. And a lot of my customers, who some of them I still have, celebrating with them this year 42 years of service. We just do all kinds of food. We love to introduce them to what we eat in the South and how we serve food beautifully here in Augusta, Georgia. So these are some of the recipes that we make during the tournament. And we've already gotten the Vera's signature rice. I still want to call it rice casserole, but we've renamed it to give it a little boost in terms of what people think of it before they've actually tasted it. But now we're going to go on to one of the entrees that we do. And this is sea bass. So all of our menus are written with the entree being the title of the menu. So our customers can choose an entree and then they can look through all the menus and pick other sides if they want to make some changes there. So this is extremely popular and we love the technique. Of course, our chefs come in and they can use some of their own creativity and how they prepare things as long as they've looked carefully at any dietary restrictions that the client might have. So we're going to do the majority of this on top of the cooktop and then we're going to go to the oven. All right, so I've got my cast iron skillet lightly seasoned with a little bit of olive oil. And right now I have it on like a medium-high heat. So look at this beautiful piece of sea bass. So we're going to add, the reason we don't put a lot of oil there is we're actually putting olive oil on the top and on the bottom. Just kind of smear that around. And then I just love to use blackened seasoning. And again, like I said, some of our chefs will kind of make their own seasoning and they have to pay attention to any dietary restrictions. Add that on and I'm going to kind of rub that in as well. Make sure it's coated good. Other side as well, I'll put a little bit more. And then what I'm looking for is a nice sear when I put this in the pan. So let me turn it up just a little bit. And you know, this, we do many different types of fish, halibut, salmon, but the sea bass really is a favorite. So this is going to go into the pan. Hopefully that nice sear we'll get. There it is. And this is going to cook 3 minutes aside. So we'll wait on that for just a minute. All right, so while this cooks for the additional couple of minutes here, we do so many other entrees and we have contests during the tournament week and the chefs turn in pictures of their entrees and how they plated them and that sort of thing. So it's really a lot of fun. We have chefs come in from all over the country and they become part of our family. So I've loved that. This is going to actually go into a 400-degree oven for about 5 minutes. And again, you know, the chefs are aware of what you're looking for as far as how it feels and what it's going to be like. So when we come back from the break, we're going to do a Southwestern salad. And the reason we're doing that is because last year, the champion was from the state of Texas, which is Southwestern. So we loved it. All the clients loved it, and we're going to do it again. So come back with us in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. And honestly, this time of year, I don't know where the energy comes from, but I get so excited. And believe it or not, I've been doing this for 42 years. And I go back to, me sitting at a desk in my first location that was 500 square feet in the middle of the night, just flipping through pages of menus and making sure I had the right staff and making sure that I had all the dishes ordered that I needed for every account. And, the momentum of getting ready for this honestly takes us 11 months out of the 12 months of the year to organize everything that we do. And it's just been a great ride. And the opportunities that I've been given as a business person and as a caterer and an event planner because of the people that I work with that week has just been amazing. All right, so that's sea bass. Oh my goodness. This is when I wish you could smell what we're doing because it just crisped up so beautifully. It's nice and flaky on the inside. We're going to have a beautiful sauce and we're going to present it in just a few minutes. But we're going to get started on this Southwestern salad. And the reason that this has been added to our very southern menu here in Augusta during the tournament is last year the champion was from Texas. And there's a champion's dinner every year for the person that won the year before, and they get to pick the menu. And of course, it's always beautiful and well done. And so last year, we guessed that there would probably be a Southwestern salad. So we created one and put it on our menus, and many of our customers chose it. And it turned out to be a favorite. I mean, the reviews on it were so great that we decided to keep it. So it's now become part of our regular menu. So what I've got here is, we use lots of different types of plates. We rent from all over the Southeast so that we have everything that we need to pull this off in all of the different homes here in Augusta. But I thought this was really an attractive plate. And when you're doing a salad like this that's got so many components, you don't want to use a little salad plate. You want it to be easy to eat. You want it to be able to display it beautifully. So I've got some mixed greens, and we're just going to put these right in the center. And again, this is the first part of the meal, so you don't want to overdo it. All right. So now look at all these great components. We've got shoe peg corn, and we're just going to sprinkle that. So, it's just appetizing when you sit down, to look at it. All right. Then I've got cherry tomatoes. And, you can leave some of them whole. You can cut some of them in half. You just want a bite size. So I'm going to place those so that's an attractive looking plate as well. All right. Then I've got tri-colored tortilla chips. And those are just going to stack up. So you get a nice crunch from these as well. And of course, it wouldn't be Southwestern if you didn't have these or if you didn't have the avocado. So that's one of the things you have to do at the last minute because you don't want those to turn brown. So these are just beautifully selected. And we buy in bulk, needless to say, tournament week. But there's still some ingredients that we go hand pick, that we make sure that we've got the freshest and the nicest ingredients that we can find. All right, so this is going to get dressing at the end. And then salt and pepper is also something you don't want to put on until the last minute because that will actually start to wilt the greens. It might change the color of the avocado. And this is one of many salads that we do. And so just the beautiful look of salads, that's another contest for our chefs, is who created the most beautiful presentation of their salad. If it's just dumped on the plate, that's not going to fly. And so just allowing them the opportunity to get creative with the presentation. Do they want to do some beautiful Parmesan crisps to go with it? Whatever they do, but they do an amazing job of this. All right, so when we come back, we're going to now get the dinner plated, and I'm going to give you some more tips on how to do that and how to do it beautifully. We'll talk a little bit more about the event side of the VeryVera brand, and come back with me in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. And guess who is your caddy for the golf tournament? As far as hospitality goes, we feel like experience matters. There probably isn't a situation that I have not had to handle during tournament week. And every time something like that happens, we learn from it. We either learn that we will never do that again, or we learn that we can do it better than we did before. So it is probably just the passion pit for me. The strategy, the adrenaline rush that we get that week. People say, "Aren't you tired?" And I go, "No, I'm not tired," because we love it. We love the clients that we work with. We love the challenge of maybe an idea that they might have that they want to incorporate into their week with their guests. And we just love to be part of that. So today we've kind of given you a little bit of an introduction to this side of our company. You know, we talked so much about all the different places we go, the guests we've had on the show. We've introduced you to our cooking camp with the children, and actually the new book that's coming out is very reflective of that age group, but it's called Generations because every generation will want to cook out of it. And so for today, we've moved around and talked about the hospitality side of our business. And that's really the grassroots of the company, which is 42 years old. And I'm just so proud of what we've been able to accomplish. So in going back through what we did today, we started with this Southwestern salad. And I got it plated just a few minutes ago, and we talked about the last thing that goes on is the avocado. And this is the point where if you're going to do a little bit of salt and pepper, you're going to do it at the absolute last minute. And I love a little bit of pepper on top of that avocado. And actually, if it spills off onto the plate, I like the way that looks as well. And then I'll do just a little bit of this pink kosher Himalayan salt that I like. All right, so this is a dressing out of the cookbook that I just described, Generations. And this is a Chipotle ranch, and it is perfect for this salad. All right, so this has got a nice thickness to it, and it's just going to coat those greens. And you want to just do enough so that they can take their fork and move it around when they get ready to eat it. And then once it hits the greens, it kind of thins out. But you're going to love this recipe for other things too as a dipping sauce. All right, so that looks so attractive and it's so good. All right, so let's do the entree. And this is where we're using a square plate. And so we like to mix up the china at the table, and a lot of times we'll use chargers, you know, depending on the home that we're in. We want to protect the table. All right, so I had said that this Vera's signature rice is the perfect bed. So that's what we're doing. We're making a bed. And we do that too during the tournament. All right, and it just, look how beautiful the rice is. It's not clumped together, it's not sticky, it's just a really nice consistency. All right, so the sea bass just turned out beautifully. All right, so we got the perfect sear on there. We're gonna put it right on top. I love that. All right, so I've got some green I'm gonna add to this. This is just a little bit of dill. Just again, just to make the outside of the plate attractive. And I love to go up and not out. So if you felt like you needed a little bit more rice than that, you could add it, but I'd rather go light because our desserts are amazing. And we always want them to have plenty of room for dessert. All right, so I've got a remoulade sauce that's also in our second cookbook, Occasions. And there's a whole chapter on spring dishes that are perfect if you're going to actually have people over to watch the golf tournament, no matter where you live. Internationally, right here in the United States, I know you're going to have that TV on. So we want you to think about maybe doing a dinner or having some nice appetizers to watch the tournament. And then we've just done some lemon curls that can go on top of this. So one of the things that's important with our chefs is the timing of everything. having that warming drawer if there's one available. If there's a double oven, that you've got the other oven on a warm feature, so your fish and your rice and everything is just right. Your plates can be warm if you've protected the table. So these are all the details as your caddy that we take care of. So remember what I always say on the VeryVera show: no matter what you do it in good taste. And if you work with us during the tournament, everything will be tasteful and delicious. Come back and join us next week.